Star Wars sequel trilogy. Such potential and such wasted potential. I have some ideas that I think would have made the characters in the sequel trilogy better than what we got. As fans, we already know what we would do to the original characters of Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, Chewie. We know what we would do to make them better in the sequel trilogy. We wouldn't have made them failures. We would have made them great. You know, that's obvious. But what would we do to fix the sequel trilogy characters? Here's my ideas. So let's look at the characters of Rey, Finn, and Kylo. To be honest, these really aren't bad characters. They're so bland. They're dull. Except for maybe Kylo. He is the best, I think, of these three characters. But they're just bland. It's not that they're bad. I see these three characters, really, and the same goes for Poe Dameron, I would say. These new characters, they're like a plain bagel, with just a little bit of cream cheese. Just a little bit, and only a little bit. That's what these characters are. And by the way, Poe Dameron is my favorite sequel trilogy character. I thought he was awesome. I just hated that they made him a failure in The Last Jedi with Holdo and all that bullshit. Anyway, but how do I improve Rey, Finn, and Kylo? Well, here's what I would do with Rey. In The Last Jedi, I would have made it revealed in The Last Jedi that Rey is a Palpatine. That's what I would have done. And that could have been interesting, so that fans didn't have to wait to the third movie to find out, who she is as a person. And it would have been interesting. And then the other thing I would have done with Rey in The Last Jedi was turn her evil. Have her turn to the dark side. That moment in The Last Jedi when her and Kylo beat up the Snoke's new Imperial guards, and then Kylo offers Rey his hand, I would have had Rey take Kylo's hand. And that would have been really interesting. She turns evil, right? And Rey becomes a Sith, and her and Kylo become like an evil power couple. And that would have been really cool and badass. And you could have had the Battle of Crate at the end of the film be with, Rey would be with Kylo versing all the rest of the Resistance. That would have been really dramatic and way better. Because then by the third movie, Rise of Skywalker, you could have Rey turn good eventually. Like at the end. But you could have had her be evil for most of the Rise of Skywalker, and then at the very end she turns good, And this would have helped Rey's character, and she is a Mary Sue in my opinion, but if you made her revealed as a Palpatine in the second movie, I think the people that hate her would now find her interesting and like her as a character, and you could maybe explain her abilities better this way. This could have been a way to give Rey this edge that makes her character way more interesting and better. So, Kylo. What would I change about him? Well, obviously, I would change all these moments where he acts super immature. Maybe not every single one, because he's a young Sith. But a bunch of them I would definitely remove. But really the only change I would give to Kylo, other than that, is give Kylo the ability to have Sith lightning powers in The Last Jedi. In all three films, we never see Kylo use the Sith lightning. How badass would that be? That would make his character way cooler, and he could use it like a bunch of times throughout the final two movies. That would have made his character so much cooler to people because only time we ever got to see a Sith in any of the trilogies use those lightning powers was from Palpatine. And now we have a new Sith and a new trilogy using the lightning powers in battle. That could have been so awesome. And then also Kylo would in turn become more interesting because now he's with Rey, So, Finn. What would I change about Finn? Well, I would definitely remove all his awful jokes in all three films because he is not funny at all. In every scene they try to make him funny. Not a single time did I laugh. He's terrible. Bad humor. I would remove all that shit. But then to improve Finn, to make him better, I would make Finn a Jedi. I would have Finn become a Jedi in The Last Jedi. And that way you could have Rey and Kylo there at the Battle of Crate, and you could have Finn with his lightsaber fight Rey, the evil Rey, at the Battle of Crate. That would have been really emotional. That would have been awesome. But how does Finn become a Jedi? Well, my idea is maybe Leia sees the potential in the Force in Finn, and Leia actually teaches Finn to become a Jedi. How about that? You could have had the opening of Last Jedi, like they talk about how Leia was already training Finn in the ways of being a Jedi in between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Maybe. Or you could just have it, early in the film. She trains him. Something like that. Well, these are the changes I would make to these three characters, and it would have definitely helped the trilogy. It would have made the trilogy way better. And these changes may have saved the trilogy. These suggestions I have, they could have saved everything. And also, I wouldn't have Luke die. Maybe Luke can die at the very end of Rise of Skywalker, but I wouldn't have Luke die. Now, Harrison Ford, I would have tried to convince him to at least appear in The Last Jedi. At least in the beginning, because now we only have Han Solo in one of the three movies. That sucks. Give him a really high pay and have him appear at least at the beginning, or the first half of The Last Jedi. That would have been cool. Like, there's all these ideas you could have done. Like, Han Solo could have still died, but maybe Rey kills him or something, or someone kills Han Solo, maybe not Kylo. Also, as a bonus, I started thinking about the character of General Hux. He wasn't that good of a character, but for some reason, as I rewatched the sequel trilogy, I find him a little bit endearing. He's not really as bad as I first thought he was. It's just that there was nothing interesting that happened with his character. They tried to make him interesting in the final movie in The Rise of Skywalker, but way too little and way too late. To improve his character of General Hux, what if we made Hux a good guy? Like in The Last Jedi, he becomes good or something. I think that would have made him a better character, because it could have been neat. Like, the same thing happened to Finn. He used to be a stormtrooper and then he became a Jedi. General Hux used to be a general for the First Order and now he's part of the Resistance. I think it would have been neat to do that. That would have helped Hux's character. Yeah, so in this version, you could still kill Snoke, in The Last Jedi. And then the main villains of the third film are Rey and Kylo, the Sith couple that rule the galaxy, right? And I wouldn't have brought back the Emperor. It was awesome to see Ian McDiarmid return, but what I have an idea that you could have at least brought him back in one scene. What if in The Rise of Skywalker, Ian McDiarmid returns to play the Emperor again, but he just appears in one scene, and he appears as a Sith ghost. You know how the Jedi have the Force ghost? Well, why can't there be a Sith ghost? And he's like red, instead of blue as a ghost. And he talks to Kylo and Rey and whatever. You could still have the Emperor return, but just do it like that. Don't make him the main villain and all that stupid shit. This way it would have been way better. Anyway, these are my ideas. Please leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. My name is SuperPat98, and may the Force be with you.